Hey guys, welcome. Today I want to talk about why it's important for everyone to have some Bitcoin in their portfolio. Time's limited right now. I would say we got about a good 6 years before things really go crazy. And right now, Bitcoin seems expensive because it's over 60,000, but this will seem cheap, believe me, in a couple of years. So I think this is a perfect time to DCA, especially what I'm going to show you. Things are looking kind of crazy, and you want to prepare yourself for yourself, your loved ones, and just to have that peace of mind. So let's get into it. I think Bitcoin is one of the most important things to ever come into our lifetime, especially for the middle class. Definitely going to help protect us against the shenanigans that's taking place and protect us for the future. So let's take a look at the coin market cap numbers today. So if we look at the crypto market caps at 2.5 trillion, and if we look at the Bitcoin dominance is 53.4, that's decent. Fear and greed index, according to CoinMarketCap, we're at 65. So still a good time to be buying. Price of Bitcoin at the time of this video is 66,274. And I'm going to talk about Bitcoin. It's a good segment of that and show you why I think it's important to invest and keep investing. If you're still working every paycheck, not financial advice, but what I'm doing is definitely every paycheck I'm DCAing into Bitcoin. And I think in the long run, I'll be happy that I did it. And also there's some Jupiter news. Jupiter is a new DEX aggregator on Salana. It's not so new anymore, but I think it's changing the game. And so I just wanted to cover Jupiter a little bit as well. But looking at the top guns here, we see ETH has some ETH news that we're going to talk about as well. It's about $3,200 for the past 7 days. ETH's up 4%. Bitcoin's up 3.8%. Salana has some Salana news. $156, up 14% past 7 days. They had some congestion issues, but the patch is all implemented and things are functioning as normal now, and so on. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin halving took place on Friday, right? And if we look at Friday, let's take a look at Friday's date. That would have been the 19th, right? So look at that. So from the 19th, look at that trajectory. Green candle, right? Little sideways action, another green candle, sideways action. But do you see trajectory? My past videos, I've just shown you just after the halving, there's a little bit of consolidation, liquidations and all of that. Overall, we're just trending up. And I think the days of us seeing a $40,000 Bitcoin, $45,000 Bitcoin, very slim. So right now the price is high. Yes, it's close to the all-time high, but just think, in years past, Bitcoin was 30,000, 14,000, 8,000. The lows are getting higher, and the trajectory is just going to keep happening. So whatever it is, even if it's 0.001, 0.00, whatever, as long as you have some, I believe you'll be in a good situation. It's better than holding on to a depreciating asset, which is whatever your native fiat currency is. Me, I'm in the US, so it's going to be the dollar. And this is what I'm doing. It's my hedge against inflation. It's definitely Bitcoin, but just take a look at that. It's like clockwork, right? 19th, this is when we had the halving, and boom, 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 boom. Supply and demand. I'm not going to talk about it because obviously if you're watching this show, but if you're a newbie, basically supply and demand, the amount of Bitcoin being produced is cut in half versus the dollar or whatever fiat currency you have. If there's an issue, there's no debt ceiling, they hit a money printer, and then just more of it gets replenished, and therefore the purchasing power of what you have just diminishes. But we like what we see right here with this chart. Now, World Economic Forum says 98% of central banks are preparing to launch CBDCs as finance enters its next phase. So per this article, by 2030, over 20 central banks will be implementing their CBDCs. And I've shown in the past that almost every big nation, they're either in a developmental phase or they're in the last phases of implementing this, and it's going to happen. I mean, as a currency, we're all moving digital. That's how we're doing it now. And that's why most of us are in the crypto space, just the ease of transactions and everything like that. But CBDCs, I feel, they'll be able to track, create a profile for everybody, see what you're spending, and they can put a limit on what you're spending and they can cut you out. And Another use case for crypto and Bitcoin is basically we can go outside of that system and just transact amongst ourselves. I've showed videos where, wealthy people like Grant Cardone, his house was listed for Bitcoin. Tesla at one point was selling. You can buy Bitcoin or buy Tesla with Bitcoin. And I think that's what's going to happen. People might say, nope, I don't want any of the CDC business. I want something different. And I believe Bitcoin and crypto offers that. So we're still early as far as adoption goes, but it's catching on. We have these spot ETFs, major portfolios starting to take a look at it, and understanding that our economy is so fragile that they need something different. And I think word is starting to spread. And when this price hits 100,000, 150 and higher, true FOMO hits. And then I fear these prices you see at 60,000, we won't have that anymore. And it's all basically just supply and demand. If there's not that much replenishing the Bitcoin that's out there and people are holding on to it, then the price is just going to go up. But beware, and this is another reason use case for Bitcoin and crypto. We don't want to be a part of this. Now, I don't know if you are aware, there's something called BRICS. And BRICS are nations that are trying to basically come out with their own currency to trade goods and do away with the dollar as a reserve currency. And some of the nations here, we got Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. And some of these obviously are on this because of their sanction, and they have some issues right now diplomatically with the U.S., but it's something to pay attention to. It's starting to catch on. And most recently, we had another nation join, and that would be Venezuela. Venezuela has its own issues as far as sanctions go, but they're talking about now ditching U.S. as far as trading their crude oil and just come up with another dollar. And they even mentioned maybe a crypto, a digital stable coin that would replace the dollar. So slowly but surely, if you see what's happening here, we have the CBDCs, nations are starting to, kind of like a spy coin. And then you have other nation states just saying, hey, let's do something different. Let's start on the blockchain. Let's have something digital where it's opting out of the CBDCs. So you always got to be forward thinking. Right now, a lot of people are looking at different, current events and all this stuff. Taylor Swift, her new album, and you got P. Diddy, and he got his stuff going on. You have the Drake and, Rick Ross and the team, basically everyone against Drake. And that right now, that's what people are talking about. But there's more important things going on. And they want you to focus on that other stuff. Hey, look over here. But something is really happening over here. And that's what you want to prepare yourselves for. You don't want to be surprised and be like, oh, snap. You just want to be prepared for everything. So that's what we got there. Also, Tesla reveals they had their earnings today. There was a miss, for, their earnings. But however, the stock price raised. Why did it raise? Because they're talking about coming out with a new model that's cheaper, more economical. I believe it's going to be the Model 2. Also, taxi, the robocabs is a reality. It's coming up. They're going to start implementing their cyber trucks. Tesla is a very innovative company. And I think the market really doesn't know how to evaluate Tesla. You ask me personally. It's more than a car company. It's a tech company. They have energy. They have robotics. They have insurance. They have so much. And right now, I think it's a deal. Even though it's went up a little bit, it's in the 150s now. I know this isn't crypto, but crypto related. I like Tesla as a company. I like Elon, especially what he's doing with X. But they held on to their Bitcoin. They realized what it is, and it's part of their portfolio. So good stuff with Tesla, following the steps of MicroStrategy, and we know what that's about. So the debt ceiling. There is no debt ceiling currently in the U.S. I guess they're going to vote on it in January 2025 to see what they want to do with it. But currently, there's no debt ceiling. So basically, if they want to spend, you just hit the money printer and spend on. So it's basically like you having a credit card. You have a $50,000 limit. Oh, shoot, you're at $49,500, but you see this car or this nice necklace you want to buy, this pair of shoes you want to buy, that's going to hit your credit limit. And you don't have a credit limit. You just keep spending. And what happens when you keep spending and keep spending? It just develops a habit of just overspending. And this is what happened when fiat all over the world and, diminishing power. So money that, $100 that was worth $100 back in the 1980s can't buy the same thing now. Bitcoin prevents all of that. It protects and preserves your wealth. And if anything from this channel, if I can reach one or two people and they can spread the word and someone just buys a little bit of Bitcoin in the future, you'll be thankful for it. So that's what we got with that. And Bitcoin, again, look at the top assets by market cap. Gold is still number one at a 15 trillion market cap. Microsoft, Apple, Nvidia, Google, Saudi Aramco, I'm guessing that's oil, Amazon, silver, and then Bitcoin. It's in the top 10. Something that was called funny money years ago. It's in the top 10 now. And I would say as soon as we hit mid peak bull or whatever, it's going to supersede and surpass silver. And Bitcoin is basically digital gold, right? It's easier to transport than gold. You can use it for transactions quicker than gold. You can verify it. It's not paper gold. I mean, you can transport it anywhere. It just makes sense. And if it's even the half of the market cap of gold, just imagine what the price of Bitcoin would be. Currently at 60 something thousand dollars. So it's special. Right now we're in a special time, and I'm happy to share this with you guys. So BlackRock and Grayscale have to wait for SEC spot ETH ETFs. So spot ETF for ETH has been delayed. We kind of expected it. SEC has something going on right now with attorneys and all of that. But right now we see that it's been delayed. So basically, they were supposed to make a decision April 24th, but now it's been extended to June 23rd. So June 23rd, we'll see if a spot ETF is approved. Knowing SEC and how they do things, they may push it and delay it even more. But the ETH price right now, it's been holding on, and people are expecting that this will be approved. But we'll see what happens. Next, we have Salana. Salana, as I mentioned at the intro of this video, had some issues with congestion. Before that, there was a slight outage, a lot of FUD going on with Salana. Solana's my favorite L1. And the reason being is that everyone's on Salana. That's what's causing the outages. That's what's causing the congestion, popularity of the memes. Just everybody is going to Salana. ETH, I think, is still big, but I think Solana is eating into that market cap. And I think Solana is going to do very, very, very well. And just look at this. After the patch up, growth of 19.8%. 138,000 new active wallets in the last 24 hours. So we're not even peak bull yet, and this is happening. I just think Solana is on to do some special things. And the project that I'm going to talk about, Jupiter, is on Solana. And Jupiter Exchange announced that they will be having a Jupiter mobile app. And you could trade any coin, low fees, and it's going to be right on the app. So right now, Jupiter, you have to go onto a desktop in order to make that happen. And just imagine it being on the app on your phone. Just make things so much easier. You could trade your favorite meme at the drop of a dime. I think they're doing big, big things. And Jupiter is awesome. If you haven't seen Jupiter, this is the website up here, jupe.ag. And it's a one-stop shop for everything. It's like the best. It's crazy. You can do everything here. You can swap. So basically USDC, if you have Sol, basically to purchase whatever you're looking for. This is SolScan if you're looking for a meme and you want to make sure you have the right address and you want to look at holders and all that type of information, you go on there. But if we go back here, basically you swap. You pick Solana, and then you want to receive, if it's WIF or whatever it is, Pop Cat in the dog world, your favorite memes, boom, you do it right there. You connect your wallet. You can also do limit orders. Look at that. You're selling, the rate, when you want it to expire. You can DCA as well. You want to allocate however, how much you want to buy what, the time, connect your wallet. Everything is there. You can bridge your assets to Solana, from ETH to Solana. One-stop shop. They even have perpetuals. I'm not into that type of thing, but if you want to do it, boom, look at that. ETH perp, Sol perp, W wrap, Bitcoin perp. You could long, short, all on one website using one dApp. Jupiter is in a class of its own. So looking at the adoption right now, they have about 400,000 followers on Twitter. So still growing. They only launched I'd probably say earlier this year when they had the airdrop. So still growing, right? And if we look at how they compare the other dexes, we see that Uniswap, basically the main dex on ETH, is still top dog, $7.96. And if we look at the 24-hour volumes, about 152 million versus Jupiter, 132 million. So this Uniswap's been around for a long time. But ETH and its fees and everything like that versus a newer one-stop shop, cheaper transaction fees, you see that there. Now, Jupiter has about 10 billion tokens out there versus Uniswap, I believe, is 1 billion. So you do have that to talk about. And if we go here, well, let's take a look at this first. If we look at the past 7 days, Jupiter's up almost 20%, Uniswap's up 10%. And if we look at quick tokenomics review here, market cap of 1.5 billion. And if we look at the total supply, 10 billion, max supply, 10 billion, circulating supply is only 1.3 billion. So there's going to be some inflation, and that's probably going to come with these airdrops. They already had one airdrop, and they're predicting or they've announced that they're going to have 2 to 3 more airdrops. And all you have to do is basically transact on the site. Now, if you're on it like I am, I do everything pretty much with Jupiter. If I want to buy a new meme, if I want to swap whatever it is, I make sure I do it on Jupiter because I'm going to get some free airdrops. But Jupiter, I think, is special. And when they come out with this DApp and you can get it on your phone, it's going to be great. It's probably going to be coincide with the Saga phone. I ordered that. Free airdrops coming, peak bull season. So a lot of good things. So the main point of this video is we're at a special time right now. And Bitcoin, yes, it is expensive. Not a lot of people can afford the DCA. I know times are rough right now with credit card debts and just interest rates and everything. Everything's just more expensive. Supermarket, going to buy groceries, getting gas. But if whatever you can do, if you could put $25 aside, $50 aside, $100 aside, just a little bit every 2 weeks, it will go a long way 3, 4, 5 years from now. That's just my opinion. Not financial advice, but I'm a big believer in Bitcoin. The more and more I get into crypto and I learn about just what blockchain is bringing into society and what our current governments are doing with the currency and where we're headed with CBDCs, it makes me more and more bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. So guys, I hope you liked the video. Take care, and thank you for spending your time with me. If you like the video, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of my content. Talk to you later. Bye.